Heroism. What is that? What kind of heroes do we choose to follow? Good afternoon. It's the first Sunday of 2023, and the good news are the news are good. In this best of all possible worlds, things really can get as good as usual. Like, for example, here on UATV channel with me, Henry Keane, in our weekly, or rather said yearly, wrap-up, as always explaining complex things in simple terms for you. What does it take to be a hero? And who is a hero after all, and who's not? Someone who does something outstanding on the battlefield is a hero, no doubt.
These guys don't have medics. They have like one medic per like a line of like over 100 or 150 people on the line. One person who is somewhat trained. I stepped into their training facility, and they saw me, and they knew exactly, like, this guy is different. And they ran up to me and said, "Can you help us? Can you help us?" You know, 7 months ago, they were bakers, they were bus drivers, they were lawyers. Just giving them the skills to be able to stabilize their brothers, to help them get them to a higher level of care. That's mostly what I like to deal with. Is here's how you save your brother's life, or here's how to stay alive if you find yourself injured. They're absolute heroes. I don't think people understand what these Ukrainian soldiers are actually going through. It's the most terrifying and scariest thing I've ever dealt with on the front line.
But what do you call someone who, after doing that outstanding thing on the battlefield, returns to peaceful life and does something even more outstanding? And what will you call someone who is an American Green Beret and, after fighting for his own United States, comes to Ukraine as a medic instructor and a charity missionary?
All right, so here is our comm plan map.
A detailed briefing first. After all, Christian Hickey is a U.S. Green Beret. It is better to prevent a problem than to solve it.
To Ukrainian people that is designed to sustain life in austere environments.
I was surprised to see Hickey family and other families have taken kids with them to Kiev. And even more, I was surprised when learned kids are coming with us to Chornobyl. A quick gear up, a satellite phone and a radio for each vehicle, and off we went. A road to Chernobyl from Kiev takes about 2 hours.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Give me a mic check for dinner.
Doing some fundraising video for a charity organization.
I've got Soviet paint on my...
We are entering a small village that seems to be sleepy and never expect a volunteer mission to arrive.
Подарочок мені, Боже, ой, спасибо, дівчинко, ой, спасибо. Ага, беріть. Оце, спасибо велике, ой, Боже, я його й не підніму. Ну, давайте я поставлю. І все, що, спасибо. Спасибо, дітям. Спасибо, і низький вам поклон до землі. Моє таке, я хороше. Не повірте до мене, бо я грязна, я саме прибираю. Нічого. Дай вам Бог здоров'я, синок.
Watch out, you're gonna run into me. Right, come here. Here. Hey, your brother. Hey, your grandpa. I can take him too. You want to ride by here?
We had to make some noise to be noticed.
You can have more. You can have another one.
I'm Italian.
Food, presents, and prayer. Essentials for everyone from United States to Chernobyl.
Come be with you in your place where you're at.
It's like there's a boy and a girl. No.
Okay, so we suddenly met an English-speaking Santa here in Chernobyl. Please tell us more about who you are, where we are, what we are doing here.
Hallelujah. So my name is Christian Hickey. I founded AAA Authority about 9 months ago. And AAA Authority is a nonprofit organization that basically, it's a vehicle for like-minded people to be able to come together under one umbrella and push forward and to carry out what God has called us here for, which is to be able to show people that, hey, we want to come to them, we want to be with them wherever they are. And that is put us from here in Chornobyl, Kharkiv, Kupiansk, all the way down to Kherson 3 or 4 weeks ago. So we just want to give people, aid, pray with them, just lift them up. And it's been a great experience, and that's what we've been doing here for the last 9 months. I am a United States Green Beret. I'm not here acting under any, for the United States. I'm not acting under my chain of command. I'm not acting under anything that the U.S. has sent me here. I came here and my own accord as an unconventional missionary. We've been here for 9 months, and we've been from all the way down onto most of the experience we have here is right on the line of contact throughout the summer, throughout the spring. And I was called here specifically to minister to the soldiers right inside the trenches, and I've been doing that all through the spring, through the summer. And only recently our missions changed because of the winter, and things change during season. So next spring we'll go back into the trenches and be right with the soldiers. But to be right with them, because when they see me, they don't see a pastor, they don't see a rabbi, they don't see a priest. They look at me and they're like, that's another soldier. And I'm just basically there with them, being shot at. I've been shot myself in the leg while here, being shot at, or shelled, been right there with them, and to be able to stand with them, basically walk out my faith and say, hey, this is a terrible situation, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope at the end. If you want to experience that, you want to be a part of that, there's a bigger message, bigger than ourselves here in Ukraine.
Now, exclusively for UATV viewers, directly from the Antarctic pole of our planet, Ukrainian heroes of science. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. It's a great thank you for you to be here with us with UATV, and it's not an interview, so please be relaxed. We just want to have some news from the other side of the world. It's magical that you're here with us, ladies, really. And please just talk us through, who are you, where we are, and what are we doing? You, because what I do is obvious.
We are participant of Ukrainian Antarctic expedition. I am Oksana. I am an ozonometrist in this winter. My duty is to measure ozone in the atmosphere above our station, and to observe ozone hole dynamics and other ozone properties in the atmosphere.
Great.
My name is Angelica. I am meteorologist, and here in Antarctica, my work includes weather observation, climate analysis, some glacier scanning, and some applied hydrological things, because we really have to see the profile of the oceans, what is going on inside, to understand its later influence on climate.
My name is Marta. I am a marine biologist. Objects of my research are the tiniest organism of the South Ocean, bacteria and phytoplankton. Also, on the base, I'm responsible for the oceanic water quality control. Moreover, I service microclimatic loggers that place it on the island.
Right, and where are you? It's obviously it is Antarctica, but your station, if you can give us a location just roughly for our audience, it will be maybe interesting for them to know how far you are from the nearest city. I don't know, something like that. Can you please tell us?
Yes, okay. At the moment, we are on the Ukrainian Antarctic research base Vernadsky, which is situated on Marina Point, Galindis Island of Argentine Islands. This actually is the Graham Land of Antarctic Peninsula, of the Antarctic continent. So we are about 15,000 kilometers far from our home cities, which are in Ukraine, and a few thousand kilometers far from the nearest cities, which are located in South America, like Punta Arenas and Ushuaia. So really far from any civilization.
So what is your native city? What is your native city?
My native city is Kiev.
My native city is Hust, is in western Ukraine, but for last 10 years I lived in Kiev.
Okay.
My native city is Lviv.
Right. Well, it is really far away. What is the? I can only suppose that it's not an easy job to be there. But what is the easiest part of your job, of your work, and what is the most difficult, if I'm allowed to ask?
The easiest part is maybe to rest after our work and to communicate with our friends here and to watch our beautiful landscapes, and maybe this is the easiest.
And maybe to sleep.
Yeah.
That's a little duty.
I bet it is. But what about the communication? Is you have a very good signal actually, so you probably have your own tower of, I don't know. What about the coverage?
We actually don't have that good signal for example, for viewing watching films or something, but we can really easily communicate with our homes and track their situation there. So that is the part of the hardest things here.
But for all of us, the most difficult thing about working here is same, the terrible Ukrainian reality, the war on our motherland.
Yeah, so getting information from home is always challenging because you don't know what kind of information you receive during next few minutes, and you are really really stressed about things that are going on at home. And while being here, sometimes during hard winter days when we really have bad weather and the signal, the internet satellite signal, we lost it. When we lose it, so the connection becomes worse and worse, and sometimes we really cannot communicate with our homes, and that's the hardest thing here ever could be.
Well, thank you for your job. That's what I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, and I believe from the bottom of the hearts of our audience. You are staying there for how long already, and how long you will be staying there?
We are here from 1st April, and we'll be here till April 2023, around this day. So we're here around a year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a usual contract here, 1 year. So we are about to be replaced by another team about April, maybe March, maybe April.
Yeah, Angelica, I love, you sounded very, it's a usual contract for a girl to stay for 1 year in Antarctica. Yeah, it's just nothing really special. I mean, maybe,
we all were prepared where we're going.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we all were prepared to stay here for a year, so it's a usual thing for us now. But of course, being so long here, we are facing difficulties. Sometimes, for example, right now, we're not having really lots of fresh veggies or fruits. So these challenges are really not that easy to face.
Well, you're always smiling. I mean, you probably have your veggies stuffed somewhere. Some secret stash from your friends? No, you don't do that? Stashing food, no?
That's the secret of being here.
All right, okay, sorry,
you
okay.
have to be in a good mood. You have to be in a good mood.
Yeah,
all the time, not to be stressed, and we are happy being here and doing our work. So that's why we're smiling, but sometimes deep inside we really are very worried about different things that may happen at home. So yeah, but we try to hang on and we try to support each other. This is why we are coping with it just as we can.
I can
We're
understand
trying
that.
our best.
Tell me more about that cute things, the penguins, newborn penguins. So the question goes to Martha, I believe. What about fauna you have here? It's just too cute. I mean, it's adorable.
Indeed, penguins are truly the cutest creatures ever made, ever lived on the earth, and they are nesting these days, and we're already seeing their first babies, so these little chicks, it's something very unusual and endlessly interesting to watch they growing.
But here in Antarctica, penguins are not only inhabitants.
Really?
Different species of seals, whales, birds like skuas or gulls, and even orcas happily living there. And in my opinion, they are not less cute or interesting as penguins.
Says
Even
biologist.
even in moss, there is 1,000 tiny species living here.
I can really say I'm talking to a scientist. Everyone says, no, the tiny creatures are the most precious and adorable things on Earth. No, the penguins are. And no, so you girls don't understand anything about the weather. The weather forecast is so super cool, you can't say. So yeah, that's the talk. But talking about the other fauna and penguins and whales, and have you ever seen a polar bear? Or this is the other side of the earth, probably? Did I make a usual mistake? Yeah?
No, there is no polar bear here.
Yeah, sure,
Polar bear lives in Arctic.
Oh, that's a two different poles, right? Okay, I just...
Yeah, we're on the other side of our planet, so we really can't meet those creatures here. This side of planet, this pole, is part where penguins live, and the northern hemisphere, the northern pole, is a place that the place for polar bears.
Okay, so it's far away. Okay, Angelica, maybe you can do something really exclusive for UATV audience. Can you do us your beloved forecast, weather forecast? What should we expect? You say next 7 days or 5 days? How do you do that?
Actually, forecasting weather in Antarctica region is really challenging because there are not that much data, not that many meteorological stations here. So sometimes the weather is really tricky, changes rapidly. Moreover, the climate here is also tricky, and the changes of this climate, they affect the forecasting methods in this region. Now we can see that until the new year, we would have kind of good weather, let's say good for Antarctica. So we will have temperatures like 0, maybe slightly above the 0, maybe a little bit of rain from day to day, but we won't have any kind of dangerous meteorological phenomena. But let me say that this summer, this year, is tricky itself because the winter temperature this year was really warm, and the bigger the temperature during winter is, the bigger the amount of precipitation we are having during spring and summer periods. And this is why, because of this amount of precipitation, we are observing the growth of our glaciers, and also this shortens the areas of most vegetations and areas where penguins live and make their nests. So it sometimes really can be tricky. The hardest thing to forecast here maybe is some unusual phenomena like ice storms, sometimes blizzards and things like this. But we are coping with it, with these things also not bad, because we are sending a really good data quality every 3 hours as meteorologists in a coded way. into different region now meteorological centers where they are processing this data and include them to global models and global forecasts for all the for the whole Earth. So now the better the data quality we are sending, the better the forecast will be in this region. So we are working to make it even better every day, every year.
So can you adjust the weather? No, maybe you have special techniques, make it better. Can you do that? Can you make finally sun shining in Kyiv?
Actually, sometimes forecasting depends on a forecaster because the models can predict the temperatures, maybe precipitation, the pressure field, things like that. But no one model can really predict some hazardous weather phenomena. Usually that's about blizzards, storms, ice storms, because that can really be predicted by people. Luckily, we don't have thunderstorms in this region because it's too cold here. So we don't have to worry about lightning striking when we are walking.
Just by the way, can you do me a small favor? That's very personal. The next time you will see a newborn baby girl penguin born, can you please name her Asya? That's for someone who's really dear for me. Can you do that for me? And make a picture and send it to me?
Okay. Oh, okay. So many penguins, maybe someone from that penguins will be happy to have this name.
Yeah, of course. Ask the penguin first, that's for sure.
Yeah. If they agree, then yes.
Well, just tell me, let me know if they agree. I will be really grateful for penguins and to you girls. So we're good with weather. How are we doing with ozone these days? What's going on? Are we good? Oksana?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
The weather
is
the trickiest thing in Antarctica. All the other things we can cope with help of our 11 strong Ukrainian men. So we are coping with everything.
All right. Say hi to your strong Ukrainian man there. And again, from the bottom of my heart and our audiences, thank you very much for your job. And if there is something you want to say to the country, please do. That's the time.
Maybe we want to say that on a New Year's night, we all will have the same wish in the same time. And millions of Ukrainians maybe will have the same wish. So we hope that if you really can make that wish with us for the wish of peace to our country, to Earth, peace and prosperity, we will be very happy because the more people are wishing the same, maybe the louder our wish would be in the universe. So maybe our wishes for peace will be heard and will come true quickly.
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you, Marta, for joining us. Maybe we should really meet some other time when you have time, and maybe people would love to ask you questions. Maybe we can do this on a regular basis, but let's not forecast that thing. Thank you again, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Well, that was it for today and for the past year. More to come in 2023. Me and the UATV channel wish you freedom, joy, and prosperity in it. And don't worry, any complex things upcoming in 2023 will be explained in simple terms here on our channel. Stay safe and tuned for more.